Okay. This is Draffet. This is Draffet Store. And this week is on discipline. Now, discipline is one of those words that works for a couple of different aspects of things in life. And I'm going to do a word play right now to explain it, or go into it, and then I'll explain each aspect. You have to bear with me because I'm in the process of working out too, so I'm going to be a little bit tired. And the workout actually goes into one of the aspects of this. Alright, so when you have children, starting from an early age, you try to get them to be decent human beings. When they act out or act up, you discipline your child, and then as life goes on, you get them into something so they can be disciplined. Whether that something be piano, guitar, working out, and the such. Now the difference being, both aspects are needed in life. Alright. The disciplining of a child, or punishing a child for acting out, or acting up, or doing something wrong, is good because in disciplining them to condition them for right or wrong, you're showing them that this action has a reaction. If you do this, we will discipline you. And the disciplining doesn't even have to be, beating your child. It could be taking a toy away. It could be, not giving them a sweet when they want it. Alright, but it's conditioning them to understand that this action is wrong, but this action is right. So if I continue to do this, I will get rewarded. If I continue to do this, I will get punished or disciplined. Now, discipline also goes for learning any type of skill. The man is disciplined in the art of the martial arts, or in the art of kung fu. He is disciplined in the art of woodworking. Now what that means is the individual has spent a lot of time disciplining themselves, I'm going to use pun on words, to be good at a specific set of skills, or going in, repeatedly going in and doing the action of putting time in to get it to the reward of being the best at whatever it is, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now I don't like the man, particularly care for the man, but he had great discipline and work ethics to get his body to being the pinnacle of physical perfection. And the Guinness Book of World Records actually had him as the world's most perfect body back in the late 70s. So with all of his discipline and equating into going in, working, and cutting out the things that are bad for him, or the things that would cause him to not be able to perfect his physique, and continuously, discipline his body through physical rigorous activity. Now that also can say, like the piano prodigy is disciplined in his like I said, I'm in the process of working out, so my mind is getting muddled with the going from physical exertion to attempting to try to talk with a winded breath. But piano prodigy disciplines himself in being able to play the perfect song, and without any noticeable flaws. And like I said, it can work out in any aspect. I've got YouTube up here. I mean, I can show an example of guys trying to get disciplining themselves into going in and working out every day to get their physique, or or I can just go like this and alright. In the original, and I'm going to read what I'm doing. In its original sense, discipline is a systematic instruction intended on to train a person, sometimes literally called a discipline, in a craft, trade, or other activity, or to follow a particular code of conduct or order. Often the phrase "to discipline" carries a negative connotation. This is enforcement of order, that is, ensuing instructions are carried out, is often regulated through punishment, i.e., you discipline the child. Discipline is an assertion of willpower over more base desires, and usually understood to be synonymous with self-control. Self-discipline is, to some extent, a substitute for motivation when one uses reason to determine the best course of action that opposes one's desire. Okay, now I'm getting to that sentence, meaning the man had self-discipline enough to keep on his diet while he had cake in front of him. That is what I was trying to extend to the next idea of thought, is that it also not only physical activity or disciplining your child, but it also can go to self-motivation in keeping on a diet, keeping with the rigorous physical activity. Virtuous behaviors is one whose motivations are aligned with one's reason, aim to do what one is best, and to do gladly. Content behavior, on the other hand, is when one does what one knows is best, but must do it by opposing one's motivation. Moving from content to virtuous behavior requires a training and some self-discipline. Now, the different types are like military discipline, self-discipline, prison discipline, or self-control. Now, in military discipline, if you aren't have anybody that you know are in the military of any form, is what the military uses to get them to be the perfect soldier. To get up in the morning at 6, do PT, eat, and then go through, either basic training or your daily life. Now, prison discipline refers to the means by which prison staff maintains order inside prisons or correctional facilities, keeping the prisoners in line. Self-discipline can be defined as the ability to motivate oneself in spite of negative emotional states. Qualities associated with self-discipline include willpower, hard work, and persistence. Like I said, with Arnold, with going into the gym and being persistent to be the best physical condition he was in, and to keep with the rigorous training, while everybody else says, well, you're never going to get there, you're not going to be that good, or in keeping with it. Now, being that I have children, I'm going to try to, and I stress try, because sometimes in life, no matter if you do try, your actions don't always come to fruition. But I will try to use physical discipline to get my children to be disciplined into being well-rounded and conscientious human beings. And in other areas, disciplined in whatever activities they choose to have when they get older. So, with that, I mean, I really can't go into any much more detail because both ideas are necessary. I mean, if you have all of these ideas, even the military discipline is good in any aspect of your life. You know, going in and working hard to be the best piano player that you can be. And I'm not saying the best piano player out there ever. I'm saying being disciplined and becoming the best that you as a human being can be. Being disciplined as, you know, Arnold, Bruce Lee for his martial arts and philosophy and physical fitness. You have, you know, Yngwie Malmsteen and Eddie Van Halen being the best guitarist that they can be, spending hours of disciplining themselves in chords and spending hours upon hours, you know, just doing the fingering, playing, getting the chords right, getting the, you know, I mean, all of that aspect of guitar done. And that's to be the best human being that you want. Well, even if it's you want to be the best lazy human being, you have to discipline yourself to, well, eat, to sit around, not do anything. Because the minute you actually physically do something, now you're getting away from your discipline of being lazy. But with that, next week, it's going to be up in the air on what it is. My wife is actually getting symptoms of being due for our second child soon, even though it's at the end of the month of March that she's actually due. The child is deciding that it's coming sooner, possibly than later. But with that, next week, whatever, the following week is actually the last week I'll be doing Draft Store, because I started the second week of March last year. So, with that, this is Draft Store. Have fun.